guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. And today we're filming my March TBR. I have not been able to read like anything in February. It's still February. It's the 26th when I'm filming this, so I have like 3 days to finish any books I want for this month, and I'm gonna try and finish at least 2 more. I've read 2, but they were like novella length, and one I'd even started in like October and I just finished that. But I've just been so slumpy and it's really bad, and I just haven't been able to get anything. And even like picking up rereads, like I was trying to reread The Vanishing Stair by Maureen Johnson, and I love the Truly Devious series, so trying to read that and then just not being interested or not wanting to pick it up was really hard and just really discouraging. So I've picked my TBR for March. It's got a couple books that I'm really excited about and some that are on my 24 books to read in 2024. So hopefully I can get something from that and find something I want to pick up and I want to read. Most of these books are relatively short so that I don't feel like I'm kind of like stuck in a big book. So we'll see how this goes. Hopefully I can get my groove back in March as the weather gets warmer and it gets sunnier more. Fingers crossed. So let's get into this. So the first book is one that I've had for years. It's been at least 3, I think, and I have not picked it up in a long time. So this is A Study in Charlotte by Brittany Cavallaro. I've heard great things. This is a like mystery, a YA mystery, following the great granddaughter of Sherlock Holmes, whose name is Charlotte, and the great grandson of Dr. Watson, whose name is Jamie. And I believe they're in college. Oh no. Okay, so it's a prep school in Connecticut, and I believe one of them both of them are framed for murder, so they have to kind of clear their names. So I did start this. I don't know when I started it, years ago, but if you can't tell, it's really yellow, so it's been in the sun for a while. But I'm on page 70, and I think I was enjoying it, but I think it just didn't like have my attention as hard as normal or as much as normal. But I put it down and I never picked it back up. So I want to pick this up. I want to read it because I have the whole series and I need to read the books, or I got to get rid of them. So I want to pick this up. It's a mystery, so it's a different genre than my normal like fantasy romance genre. So we'll see how that goes. So I think it's going to be good. So I'm looking forward to that. The next one is a new release and was on my most anticipated releases video, which I have not edited yet because I'm procrastinating, because I know I have to edit and then input all of those book covers, and I'm not looking forward to it. But the next one is Bride by Ali Hazelwood. This is her first like paranormal fantasy type book. She usually does like contemporary romances, STEM romances, and she most recently did a YA romance. So this is her like foray into fantasy and paranormal. So this is a romance about a vampire and a werewolf who are forced to get married to like broker peace between their 2 species. So I have started it. I read like the prologue and it was really good. It was interesting, but then I put it down and I haven't wanted to pick back up. But I do want to read this because like I said, it was my most anticipated list. I'm really excited for it, so I do want to pick it up. So very excited, and I love the foil. The next one is part of a series that I wanted to finish last year, and I didn't do it. I got 3 books in, and this is the 4th one. This is the 4th book in the Wayward Children series, in an Absent Dream by Seanan McGuire. The Wayward Children series is kind of like portal fantasy. Each book kind of like covers a different character, but I also believe they like alternate between being in the portal worlds and being at the school for wayward children. So this one follows Lundy, Yes, Lundy, who was a character we meet in the first book, I believe, and shows her story and how she ended up where she was at the school. So I've also started this. I started this month, and I got to page 37. And I'm enjoying it. These are quick. These are fun. I've given everyone at least a 4.5, 5 stars. So I do love those. And then we have one that has been, oh boy, this one's been talked about a lot, and I've kind of been putting it off because I am slumpy. I have kind of been putting it off just because it's been so hyped. I did the same thing with the Bridgerton series. You can kind of see peek the covers back there. But I ended up loving Bridgerton, and this has some aspects that I love. I did not realize when I was hearing about it, though, that it was YA. I thought it was adult, but either way, I like YA and adult, so it doesn't matter. But this is Powerless by Lauren Roberts, and I'm interested. It sounds interesting. So it's about a thief and a prince, I believe. So I'm just going to read this because I don't really know. Only the extraordinary belong in the kingdom of Ilya, the exceptional, the elites. The elites have possessed powers for decades, gifted to them by the plague, while those born ordinary are just that, banished from the kingdom of Ilya and shunned from society. No one knows this better than Peyton Gray, an ordinary posing as a psychic to blend in with the elites. But when she unwittingly saves one of Ilya's princes, Kai Azar, she's thrown into the Purging Trials, a brutal competition showcasing the elite's powers. If the trials and the opponents within them don't kill her, the prince she's fighting feelings for will if he discovers that Peyton is completely ordinary. So, for whatever reason, reading that kind of gave me Throne of Glass vibes, like towards the end when she's doing the trial, but I don't know. So I have been interested, and I saw it and I picked it up. So we'll see how this goes. But I believe it's the longest book that I have on my TBR. 494 pages. It's almost 500 pages. So I do think that's the longest book on my TBR, but we'll see how it goes. Next, I have another, I believe this is also fantasy romance. This is one I did get from Fairy Loot last year. And the next book, no, maybe 2 years ago. And the next book came out last year. So this is the first book in a duology. Like, I really need to be starting any more series, but here we go. Oh, and I have another first book in a duology on here too. So this is Only a Monster by Vanessa Len. This follows, I believe her name is Joan. Yes, and she discovers that she's a monster, and that the guy she's interested in is a monster hunter, and she ends up, I guess, developing this power that sends her back into the past, where she meets another boy from a different monster family, and it turns out that his family and her family don't get along. So it's kind of like a love triangle, I guess you could call that, except the guy's trying to kill her. I don't know. But I've been interested in this for a while, and I also want to read the next one, which is Never a Hero. So gotta read this one first. This is the Fairy Loot edition, so I do want to get into this. It says, don't forget the rule. No one can know what we are, what you are. You must never tell anyone about monsters. So I think this is gonna be good. And then the next one is another one that's really made the rounds on BookTube and BookTok, and this is One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. Again, another one I got in a Fairy Loot box, but this one, I believe her name is Elspeth, and she was infected by a plague or something, and as opposed to killing her, the plague caused her to have this other dark personality or something in her mind, and she's been hidden since, and I guess she goes on an adventure. I don't really know, but I've heard great things, and I've heard it really, not compared, but if you liked Fourth Wing, you'd love this, and I loved Fourth Wing, and so I'm gonna pick this up this month, or at least I'm gonna try. I did start it. I didn't get far. I didn't even put a bookmark in it, so That seems to be the theme. I've started most of these books and haven't finished them. Then we come to the last book on my list. This is a thriller, but this is What Lies in the Woods by Kate Alice Marshall. This will be my first book by Kate Alice Marshall, but I've heard great things about her books, and this book really interested me, so I did want to pick this up. I don't want to know too much, but the blurb at the top says they were 11 when they sent a killer to prison. They were heroes, but they were liars. So it's a thriller apparently about some girls who were in the woods and they found a serial killer, turned him in, and they were lying about something. But this is on my 24 books to read in 2024, so I do want to get to this this month. So we'll see how that goes. I'm really hoping I can actually read this month and get those done. But we'll see how it goes, because I'm really struggling right now, and it's not going well. But we're going to keep being positive and try and keep it together. But we're going to do our best. I might have to pick up a reread, but nothing bad with that. Nothing bad about that. So here we go. These are the 7 books on my TBR. Hopefully I can get to all of them. They all seem really good. Let me know down below if you've read any of these. Have you liked them? What did you think? Do you have any books you're planning to read for March? If so, please let me know what they are. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a great day or night wherever you are, and don't forget to pick up a good book. Bye.